Hi, everyone. Thanks for those who have already joined our virtual tour today. I would love for the ones that are already online with me to please introduce yourselves. You can just let me know your name as well as what country you're joining me from today and which Nexford program you're actually interested to apply to. I'd love to learn more about you, and then hopefully that'll give me an idea about your area of interest. So possibly I can cover that area also today. We may not get a lot of joiners today, but I'd like to wait just another minute or two to see if we have more people joining us. So just feel free to text me anything in the webinar chat. Please remember that this call is being recorded. So if at any point you need to jump out of the meeting or the webinar, you can always ask our team for a playback to watch the virtual tour. And finally, there is a Q&A section or Q&A button. If you can click on that, that is where you can drop your questions if you have any. So please don't hesitate to share any questions that you may have about the Nexford learning experience or any Nexford programs or how to apply and so on. That is why I'm here today, to do my best to help you learn more about the Nexford online learning experience. Okay, we've got our first hello from Assam from Nigeria. You're saying you're considering the MBA with a specialization in hyperconnectivity. That is a great choice. Definitely a popular one. I like it when I can see learners already know, or aspiring learners already know what their targets and what their study goals are. That's fantastic. When are you thinking of starting your program, Assam? Soonish. Okay, that is a great I think duration of time. Soonish. So if anybody isn't aware yet, Nexford's programs start at the beginning of every month. So our next intake should start on March 1st. That is the soonest intake that you can join. I hope that falls under Assam soonish ballpark. Hopefully you can join us by March 1. If not, that's okay. Our programs, like I said, start in the beginning of every month. So if not March 1, you can go for the April 1 intake, the May 1 intake, and so on. I'm happy to go over any also application and enrollment questions you guys have. I can discuss the steps also today. But in the meantime, I believe it's time to start our virtual tour. Already we have enough people that have joined. I'm not sure if any others will join. Like I said, if anybody just joined us, this is being recorded. And last but not least, please send your questions to the Q&A section or the Q&A box. So let's just start by some introductions from my side also. So my name is Mai, and I'm a senior Nexford Application Specialist. I've been with Nexford for more than 3 years now, going on to 4 years, actually. So I've spoken with so many aspiring learners during that period. And of course, one of the common questions I get is, how exactly will I be studying online at Nexford? How is the online learning experience like? And that is why I do these tours to hopefully give everybody a better idea. I'll also be sharing my screen shortly so that you can see how the online platform looks like. All right, so let's get started, guys. Just with a show of hands, as soon as I start sharing my screen, if everybody can just do, raise their hands or maybe send an okay or something like that on chat. To just let me know that everybody can see my screen that I'm sharing right now. Okay, I see a thumbs up from Assam. Thank you very much. And you said, yeah, hopefully April intake. Okay, fantastic. We are more than looking forward to you joining us on April 1st, hopefully. Thanks, Aluko, also for raising your hand. Okay, I'll take that as a sign that at least Assam and Aluko can see my screen. Hopefully the rest can see my screen also. Okay, guys, so what you're currently looking at is the main dashboard of the online platform. So the learning management system that we're using is called Canvas. I don't know if anyone's done any online learning before. You may have used Canvas somewhere else. Of course, here it's styled with Nexford's colors and everything like that, and it's personalized and customized to Nexford. But the great thing about Canvas is it's super user-friendly, and there is a mobile application that you can download called Canvas Student. So, whether you have a PC or a laptop or a mobile phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, you can do your studying no matter where you go. There are no specific times of the day to do your studying. You can log in anytime, any day of the week, and catch up on your studies so long as you meet the assignment deadlines, the participation deadlines, and so on. And those are things, of course, you're going to be very well acquainted about. You'll know those deadlines very well as you get oriented in your NXU orientation. When I say NXU, guys, it means Nexford University. So in your NXU orientation, you're going to know very well what those deadlines are. You'll have reminders and so much more. So I'll show you guys that also. But again, just to talk about the application, it's called Canvas Student, and you can download it. Anybody can. You would just need to search for Nexford University, and then you would need to have already your login credentials, your login information, your account and password that you will be given once you get enrolled at Nexford. So you have to get enrolled first, and then you can get those login credentials and then log on to your online program or your online course at Nexford and do your studying on your phone. So you can check your grades, you can do your assignments, you can speak with professors and faculty and other learners, and so much more just on your mobile phone also. So I'm taking you back to the main dashboard here, guys. And okay, let me just check quickly on chat. I see another message here from Ernest. Hi, Ernest. You're interested in completing an MBA program with Nexford, ready to start in March. Fantastic. So the deadline for the March intake, by the way, Ernest, is February 26th. So please make sure to mark that in your calendar. Don't miss that date. You need to make sure you've completed your application as well as your enrollment by February 26th to make sure that you can join our March 1 batch of learners. Anybody else interested in the March 1st intake, please jot that down in your calendars too, do your reminders, so on, speak with our team early on so we can help you complete your application and, get hopefully that successful admission, acceptance and everything like that, and get yourself sorted out way early before March 1st. Okay, so this is the main dashboard, guys, and these boxes represent either courses that you get enrolled in at Nexford or resources that you always have access to. So for example, leadership and organizational development, this is one of the sort of early on MBA courses, whereas Roadmap to Success is one of the early on BBA courses. When it comes to NXU Orientation, this is the one I mentioned earlier. This is a much shorter course, and it isn't something that is embedded in your Nexford program that you've chosen to enroll in. It is a requirement that everybody needs to complete before they officially start their Nexford program. It is much shorter, so it only has it only has 3 modules, as opposed to the 6 modules that exist in every other course. So every course at Nexford is designed the same way. You'll find that there are 6 modules you'll need to complete, as well as a final project. So you get graded on 5 of those modules, and then finally the final project at the end. So that is a total of 6 graded assignments that form your GPA. So we don't have exams at Nexford. The way it goes is that your GPA is formed course by course, depending on your performance, of course, in these graded assignments and final projects. So as you can see, while I'm scrolling down, I'm going through module 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that is just an example, and then a final project. Anything that says required, as you can see here, are the ones you are required to complete and send in your assignment for that. For example, here as well. So module 6 is skipped, but you'll see they're required here, and they will amount to 6 total graded assignments, like I mentioned. So this is just an example of an MBA course with those requirements. This is the NXU Orientation that I'm now showing you. You'll see that the modules are only 3. Like I said, it is much shorter. And so what is the orientation all about? It is like your welcome package once you get enrolled at Nexford. As soon as you get enrolled, by the way, even if you enroll early and choose a future start date. So for example, you're enrolling today, you completed your application, you got your acceptance, you paid at least the first month of your program tuition. So you've completed your enrollment. So you've finished all the steps needed to be officially enrolled at Nexford. And then you've chosen your start date. You can choose March 1, April 1, May 1, or even June 1, as far as 4 months ahead. So anytime you enroll, you can choose a future start date up to 4 months later. Okay, so that is the maximum. So let's say you've done that. That means from this day up until, let's say, June 1st, if that is the date that you've chosen, you will have access to the online platform during that whole time. Of course, you'd be able to check, your course, the first one that you're enrolled in, sort of like an overview, but you won't be able to go through it yet, of course. You will need to complete your orientation anytime from today until then. And the great thing is you will have access to all of the Nexford Learner benefits from early on. So that includes LinkedIn Learning, which I will tell you guys about later on. It includes a robust NXU library. I'll tell you guys about that also. You even have access to the writing lab, which I will cover shortly, and so much more. So the great thing is you can get well acquainted with the online platform, how to navigate through it, how to go through it. You can do additional learning and get certificates through LinkedIn Learning, things like that, and much more that I will cover today. So it's up to you guys, depending on your schedule, depending on your goals, depending on when you're able to pay your tuition, and so on, in regards to when you choose to start your Nexford learning journey. Okay, with that, let me jump into the orientation, guys. I will go to the introduction part of the orientation. Right from the beginning, you can see here, it says, welcome to Nexford University, and you'll get a welcome from our founder and CEO, Fadil Tarzi. In this video, he welcomes everybody and tells everybody a bit about Nexford's mission and how we started and what we plan to aim, to do with Nexford University. Before I play that, I see that we have more people that have joined us since I started the webinar. So guys, you did not miss much. And the great thing is that this webinar is already being recorded. So you can ask for a playback from our team as soon as it's over, in case you want to watch the parts that you've missed. Just a reminder to everybody also to please send in your questions in the Q&A section or the Q&A box. Just look around your Zoom software, whether you're using the mobile application for Zoom, or if it's on your PC or your laptop, you should find that Q&A button for questions and answers. Please click on that Q&A button and send in your questions, any burning questions that you have, so that I can answer them towards the last 10 or 15 minute portion of our webinar today. Okay, let me play this video for you guys just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills. I couldn't find the creative designers who could plan.
Okay, guys, that is just a sneak peek for you. Hopefully you can watch it in its entirety once you get enrolled at Nexford. But I just want to say that this video right here is just a small example of the different and dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. So it's not just going to be a lot of text. We don't want our learners falling asleep. You'll find that there are embedded videos like these. There are going to be audio clips that you can play, sometimes YouTube videos, links to outside resources that you need to complete, whether it's a set of videos or articles or research papers or things like that you need to read. There will be little exercises, interactive things you need to do or engage with in the online platform. There's always something to keep you engaged, and hopefully I get a chance to show you guys some of that today. You'll see that these videos also have written transcripts that you can always download that can be really helpful. And as you go through the orientation, we tell you right from the beginning things that you can join that can really help you with your Nexford learning journey, such as joining these NXU learning communities that are led by other Nexford learners who are also experts in certain industries or fields. And those can be anything that you are interested in. So if you are interested in entrepreneurship, you might want to join this one. If instead you're into marketing or finance or HR, then I recommend you joining those learning communities instead. And then alternatively, of course, we have these learner WhatsApp groups that can be joined only by Nexford learners who are already enrolled. So I really recommend you guys join this from the beginning. It's great to have a study buddy from the start. There are so many different WhatsApp groups. So some of them are country specific, program specific, or intake specific. So you can join any one. If you don't find one in your specific country, that's okay. You can start up your own WhatsApp group, or you can just wait. We have so many WhatsApp groups getting started every now and again. Okay, and as you continue the orientation, you learn more about the different offerings that we have at Nexford, all the different programs that we have, also all the learner benefits that you're getting, the kind of support that you're getting. Of course, you go through the university starter kits, you learn which programs you need to download, whether it's Microsoft Teams and so on. So you're going to go through that also. You're going to learn, of course, how the courses are ordered, how can you add more than one course at the same time, allowing you to complete your program much faster. Can you take a break from your program? Yes, you can. You'll learn also how to request for a leave of absence at any time. We understand that life happens. So if at any point you need to take a break from your program, that's completely fine. We understand that, and we'll do our best to work with you, until you're able to go back to your program. Of course, you're going to learn, like I said, about all the assignment deadlines, participation deadlines, and so on. So you will get very well acquainted about all the university policies and all the terms and conditions and all the deadlines and everything you need to know to have a successful and easy and smooth learning journey at Nexford. And like I said, you'll have to download Microsoft Teams. So everybody at Nexford, by the way, once you get enrolled, you get free and unlimited access to all of the Microsoft Office, tools and products, including Teams and so on. And you will also get well acquainted with our team of success advisors. So we have a team that are available for you 24/7. You can reach out to any success advisor. And this is what we call those that serve sort of as your coach or your mentor throughout your Nexford program. You can reach out to them to ask them anything related to your Nexford studies, maybe the online platform, maybe you need help in reaching out to your professor, anything related to that. Maybe you just need, you have some issues coping with your studies, you need some advice, so on. They are there to help you through all of that. They are, well equipped and well experienced to help you throughout your learning journey. All right, so that is a sneak peek of the orientation, guys. Of course, you can go through it in its entirety once you get enrolled at Nexford. Anybody has any questions about the orientation, please don't hesitate to send them in, and I'll do my best to answer them at the end of the program, at the end of the webinar. All right, next we have the writing lab. So this is one of the many learner benefits, like I said. So we know that not everybody is a natural born writer at Nexford, and that is why we have the writing lab. Let me show you what it's all about. So this, of course, for the kind of formatting you may be required to do throughout your assignments and so on, they may be things you have not used before, such as APA formatting. So we're going to teach you all about that. This is where you can improve your academic writing and your English skills. You'll find in the module section of the writing lab that we have a couple of articles and documents that you can read, as well as some videos and things like that that you can watch, in regards to, let's say, English grammar, paragraph structure, so on. That can really help you with your writing. We have a couple of FAQs also to answer further questions. And if your question is still not answered here, then you can go ahead and schedule a one-on-one session with our writing lab coach, Caroline Fernandez. You'll see her in the homepage of the writing lab. So there's a little bio for her at the bottom here. And then you'll find this booking link. So if you click on that, it takes you to this personal booking link or booking page for Caroline, where you can pick a date that suits you as well as a timing, depending on your time zone, and then just put in your info and book. And it's that easy to have booked a one-on-one session. So that is a 30-minute call with Caroline, and she can help you with anything related to writing. Alternatively, you'll find that she often announces these drop-in sessions that she holds, I believe, every week. These can be joined by other Nexford learners from around the world also. So if you would rather join a call with other learners from around the world, which I do recommend, then keep an eye out for these drop-in sessions. Like I said, she sent these announcements for them. You would be receiving them in your inbox right here also, or you can check it out in the writing lab page here. And sometimes she will let everybody know actually what topics she's going to be covering in these drop-in sessions. The great thing is they are also being recorded, and often there is a PowerPoint presentation or a PDF or something that you can download afterwards. So it's also great to answer any further questions that you may have, and also one of the great opportunities for you to meet other Nexford learners from around the world. That is the writing lab for you guys. If anybody has any questions about that, also please send them in the Q&A section. I do see I already have 2 questions that people have sent in, so I'm excited to get to those at the end of the webinar. All right. So let's talk about the left side navigation pane here that follows you no matter where you go in the online platform. So of course, account is where you can edit your account settings and so on. Dashboard takes you to the main homepage, which we're in right now. Courses will give you an overview of the different courses that you're enrolled in. And then if you click on calendar, it'll take you to your calendar, of course. And as you can see, you can add your own items in the calendar by clicking anywhere like this. So it can be an event, let's say, or a to-do item. If you want to flesh that out a lot more, you can just click on more options and you can write more details to that calendar event. The great thing is that you can synchronize this calendar with your PC or your laptop. Of course, if you download the mobile application, then you can also have it synchronized with your mobile calendar as well. But you'll see that on the right side here, the different courses that you're enrolled in have these different colors, which is something that you can control from the homepage, by the way. Just by clicking on these 3 buttons, you can change the color of every course. You can even do a color overlay, and that does affect the calendar, in terms of the colors of the different, courses that you're enrolled in. You'll find that there are also courses that automatically get added to your calendar. So that's great. That means you never get to miss out on any assignments and reminders and so on. That is the calendar for you guys. Again, any questions, let me know. History will, of course, show you the last pages that you had accessed in our online platform. So that makes it easy to go back to a previous page in case you've forgotten what that was. And then there's an Ask NXU tool here, which is kind of like our virtual advisor in case you have any questions that you feel are quite basic and you don't necessarily need to reach out to our team for, or your professor or so on. You can just search for that here. You'll find a common, answer to that question. We have some suggested articles also here. Let's say if somebody's asking what is the grading system, then you'll find the details over here. And if that still doesn't answer your question, for example, if I click on this one, sometimes we will also give you another email address for who else to reach out to for additional questions. Okay, guys, next I will want to show you the inbox. So like I mentioned, Caroline does send out announcements for these drop-in sessions, and you would be receiving them in your embedded inbox also here, which of course you would have access to also on your mobile application. But I want to show you how easy it is to compose a new message to anybody. So if you click on that, just pick a course that you're enrolled in, let's say leadership and organizational development. Do you want to speak with a teacher or a student? Let's say you want to speak with a student named Abigail. Just choose her, put your subject, put your message and everything, and send. And it's that easy to communicate with anybody else in our online community. Okay, and let's say you want to figure out who is actually enrolled with you in a certain course that you're about to start next month, and who is the teacher or the professor that is actually teaching this course. So in the tabs section of any course, you're going to find a people tab right here. If you click on that, it'll show you all the people that are enrolled in that course. Probably it'll be much more than you can see currently in front of you. And just look for the role of teacher, and that should be the person that is teaching that course. And that way you can click on their profile also, you can check their contact info, you can reach out to them from early on as well, at any point really. So that is one of the many ways you can easily communicate with anybody in our online platform. Okay. I think last but not least, I will just jump to talking about our different learner benefits before we wrap up the webinar today. So I did mention the NXU library as well as LinkedIn Learning. So I want to show you the library. It is a robust library of over 60 million resources that covers so many different topics around the world. This is a great research tool for you as you're studying at Nexford. As you can see, you can jump to a specific group, or you can just simply scroll down. So like I said, you'll find that these have research papers for you. They also have encyclopedias, articles, and so much more. So they cover so many different things. It's a great research tool for you throughout your Nexford program. You can even do it for additional learning, additional reading, in case you're into that. All right. That is the NXU library. And then we have LinkedIn Learning. So if you haven't heard of that, LinkedIn Learning is where it's related to, of course, LinkedIn. And as an Nexford learner, you get additional, you get access to over 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos at no additional cost to you. So that is free access, unlimited access to all of these courses. You can take any course that you want. It doesn't have to be related to the Nexford program that you're studying. However, you'll find that in some courses, we actually have suggested for you some LinkedIn Learning courses or videos that you can specifically take or watch that is in relation to a certain topic in the module or the course that you're studying. And if you do that, that can definitely add additional skills for you. And the great thing is that if anybody completes a LinkedIn Learning course, they do get a certificate of completion, which is something great that you can add, of course, to your CV or your profile or resume. And it can show your employers or community that you're learning on the go. You're not just waiting to complete your degree to apply these skills. You're even having time to do some additional learning, which is fantastic. So our learners really love that, as you can see. That is one of the many benefits I wanted to show you guys here. I hope everyone's able to hear me just fine. I think my internet is struggling a little bit at the moment. Yeah, in the module section, you'll see under expand, for example, we have added a LinkedIn Learning course that you can take, which is related to this module. You'll find that continually as you go on. For example, here we tell you leading change is something that you can take, and so on. Okay, and then if you go to our career services portal on our website, so anybody can access this by going to nexford.org/career. You'll learn more about all the different ways that we help you with your career during your Nexford program, as well as after graduation. So that can be with anything from personal branding, how to set up your CV, and so much more. If you scroll to the bottom here, you'll see LinkedIn Learning. Like I already told you guys about that. There is also IBM Digital Nation Africa. If you are more interested in tech-related programs or maybe cybersecurity, AI, programming, and so on, then this is the place for you. And it does say Africa, so you do need to be based in Africa to be able to have access to this benefit also. We also have Localized, which is a great platform for you where you can create a profile for yourself. You can get connected with career coaches and mentors around the world. Recommend you guys go to the website to learn more about it. You can also join virtual job fairs and so much more. That is Localized. And then also you'll see that there is the Global Grid. So there is a website for that also. And you can see, you can read up more about it. The Global Grid is a mentorship program that we launched, I believe, last year. And it is to enable talent around the world to prepare for remote jobs. So you'll find that there are webinars that can be joined by anybody. So if you are already joined in our mailing list or you're following our events page, then you'll know when we are going to be holding these webinars. Alternatively, if you are, of course, a Nexford learner, so these are only exclusive for Nexford learners, then you can join our group mentoring sessions. So our mentors come from all around the world, and they come from the world's top companies like Samsung and Coca-Cola. They're definitely known for their industry expertise. So this is a great benefit that you guys should not miss out on. And last but not least is Forage. It's a free career resource where you can get virtual work experience at real companies like JP Morgan and Accenture. And it can complement your learning as you get to apply the skills that you learn. You can actually choose to share your task submissions with recruiters, which can lead to interview opportunities for you. And you guys check that out as well. All right, guys, there is a lot to unpack there, of course, in our online platform. I did the best that I could. So if anybody has additional questions or would like me to expand on a certain area, I'll do my best for that. But for now, I think I'm ready to take some questions. So guys, if you have any additional questions, please send them in. Now's the time as I take some questions for the last 10 or so minutes of this webinar. Okay, I see a first one here from Ernest who says, hi, can I take a break from studies and return to complete it without any penalty? The answer is definitely yes, Ernest. So I did mention earlier that anybody can take a leave of absence. So it depends on the program that you're studying at Nexford. So if you're studying a longer program like the BBA, you can take, I believe, up to 8 months off of your program. So when you do take a leave of absence, it's 1 month at a time. So it has to be a chunk. You can't just take a few weeks or a few days. It has to be 1 month at a time. It can be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, so on up to 8 months. If ever, because we understand life happens, if you ever need a bigger break, let our team know about your circumstances and perhaps they can also do an exception for you. That is for the MBA, for the BBA. For the MBA, I believe it's 4 to 6 months, also depending on your circumstances. Just let our team know. And so, yeah, there shouldn't be a penalty. You're allowed to take a break from your program for sure. Let's see what other questions we have. Okay, we have a couple of questions from an anonymous attendee. The first of which is Nexford recognized globally, especially with WES or WES Canada? So let me give you information about that. So first of all, I'll start with our accreditation at Nexford. So we are licensed by HELC, which is the Higher Education and Licensing Commission in Washington, D.C. This is the same organization that licenses all physical universities operating in Washington, D.C. So we do have that license. We're also accredited by ASIC, which is a UK-based international organization. So you can learn more all about, our different recognitions as well as, other partnerships and things like that on our accreditation page. I will send info in the chat. So that is what we currently have. If we are working on any further accreditation and so on, that is something that is happening in the background, and we do not currently have the ability to discuss that. Cannot discuss what other things we are working on in the background until it is live, but for sure everybody will know about it once it's finalized. But in regards to WES, unfortunately, they are not able to review any of our credentials at the time being, because WES requires American universities to be nationally or regionally accredited in the US in order to evaluate their credentials. So while we are currently licensed in HELC and we have a UK-based accreditation from ASIC, we are working hard in the background to get further accreditation to ensure that learners achieve that. That answers the first part of your question. I will also send in to you the additional information about accreditation. But let's jump to your second question. What happens if I miss a month's payment deadline? Life happened. Will that affect my grade? I don't think it's a matter of your grade. So if you are ever late for paying your tuition, you need to let our team know as soon as possible that you're unable to pay it, and then perhaps instead you can take a break from your program, right? Because if you're unable to pay for a certain month, then actually your access to our online platform will pause, so you won't be able to access our program. You may be temporarily withdrawn from the course, but there are different steps and different policies and for how that's going to happen, which you can learn about in our university catalog. So just let our team know as soon as you're unable to pay, you can simply pause your program. That would be a better alternative. All right. And then you're asking, can I finish in 10 months or less since the MBA runs for 12 to 18 months? You definitely can. So we do practice a flexible pace structure at Nexford. So that means that anybody can study faster or slower depending on their own pace, depending on how many courses they take at the same time, and depending on their GPA. So the higher that your grades are, the more number of courses you're going to be allowed to take at the same time, which will ultimately allow you to finish your overall program much faster. Having said that, so while the average duration, and this is why we always use average, right, or estimated or approximate duration for our programs, is because it isn't fixed. While we do have, of course, fixed deadlines for the assignments, fixed deadlines for participation, and so on within every single course within the program itself, that still doesn't prevent you from finishing your program faster or slower. So for example, every course at Nexford is designed to take you 8 weeks to complete. That is 2 months to complete. That is more than enough time for one single course. So a lot of people do finish that one single course instead of 2 months, they finish it in 1 month. That is one way you can finish faster. Another way is that you can pile up courses. You can take more than one course at the same time. You can take 2 courses every 2 months or 2 courses every 1 month. You can take 3 courses or 4 courses. So the maximum is 4 courses at a time. So if you take 4 courses every 2 months, for example, then you can definitely finish your MBA or whichever program you're studying faster. Having said that, again, the MBA does have an average duration of 12 to 18 months, but we have had many MBA learners that have completed their program in just a year, 10 months, 8 months, and even record-breaking, I believe, 6 months. That is very rare, of course, so that does depend on a lot of things. You know, are you currently working? How is your work schedule like? Do you need to take care of family, so on? So there may be some things that might of course, affect your overall speed throughout your program, your ability to study and meet your deadlines and so on. But yes, it is possible to finish in 10 months or less. You can request help from our team, from our success advisors to help you with scheduling to see how that can be set up and what is realistic and possible depending on your schedule, your life schedule, of course. Okay, what happens if I'm seriously struggling? Will I be told to withdraw from the program? Nobody will be asked to withdraw right away. Again, you'll learn all about our different policies in our catalogs. There are a ton of steps one would go through before dismissal from a program. There are a lot of exceptions. There are, you know, timelines and things like that. So you're going to learn all about that. So it's never just going to be sudden. Just let our team know if at any point you're struggling. Like I said, there's a full team of success advisors and our faculty members. You can reach out to them 24/7, literally, book a call with them. We have a lot of success advisors from all around the world. So no matter what time zone you're in, you're going to be able to speak with somebody that is going to be able to assist you with any challenges that you're facing throughout your studies. And then again, of course, our learners that you can get to know in the WhatsApp groups and so on. So there's a ton of support. There is going to be a support system from around the world. I hope that answers all of your question, anonymous attendee. So I will also type in information about accreditations. You can learn more about. Okay, fantastic. We have an additional question here from Yomi Samson, who says that also means I can finish my BBA in 2 or 3 years. Yes, 100%. So the average duration for the BBA is 4 years, but we have had many BBA graduates that were able to complete it in just 2 years. So I believe 24 to 26 months is possible instead of 48 months for the BBA. But of course, check your schedule, check your own ability to take, that many courses at the same time, and always ask for help if you need it. Our team is there to support you to see what is realistic, what is manageable for you throughout your journey. Okay. Yomi's asking, how is the exam conducted? So we do not have exams at Nexford, so it's not like school. Like I mentioned earlier, we have final projects and we have assignments, and those are the ones that are graded. Those are the ones that form your overall grade, your overall GPA. So every course you take follows the same learning sequence. You take 6 modules and end with the final project. So within those 6 modules, 5 of them have 5 assignments that are graded that you need to complete. And then, of course, the final project is graded also. So that is a total of 6 graded assignments. And that is what forms your grade. I hope that answers your question, Yomi. I see Finley on chat has, you're welcome, Yomi. I see Finley on chat says, I'm also interested in March entry. I'm glad to hear a lot of people here are interested in joining our March intake. Is everybody aware of the application process? If not, don't hesitate to reach out to our team on WhatsApp. You can also email us at help@nexford.org. Please speak to the Nexford Application Specialist. We're there to help you with the whole application process so you don't miss out on the deadline. You're able to send in your documents in time. Anybody can start their online application at any point and then just exit. So you can save your progress in the online application. Just get out of the website, continue the next day, continue another time when you're ready. So I don't want you to feel pressured that if you start your application, you need to complete it on the spot. It's okay, take it one step at a time. We have a PDF, which is a guide. There's a whole guide of a step-by-step guide of the online application and how you can successfully complete that. So it's very important for you guys to learn also about the admission requirements as per the Nexford program that you're applying to. As long as you meet those admission requirements, you follow them closely, anybody can complete their Nexford application in just 15 minutes. So it shouldn't take too long. Again, don't hesitate to reach out to our team for help on that. I just sent everybody on chat right now our WhatsApp number and also our helpline at help@nexford.org, our help inbox rather, so you can send us an email instead if you prefer. And then I've also sent a link to our booking forms on our website. So there is where you can book a consultation with a Nexford Application Specialist, and you can talk, in these consultations about, let's say, your career experience, your goals, your career goals, what you've studied, what you'd like to accomplish with the Nexford program, and they can help advise you what Nexford program is suitable for you. That is an option. You'll also find a link there to book a one-on-one session with me. So that is a Nexford mini virtual tour. So it's going to be much like today. If you want a refresher or if you want me to cover a specific area in the online platform, then you can just book a 15-minute session with me. I will share my screen again. I will show you the online platform. We can cover different areas about the online platform if you'd like to get more acquainted with our online platform, and that is an option for you as well. So I've sent all that info on the chat, guys, for you. Let me know if you have any additional questions. We'll wait a minute or two if anybody has any additional questions. But in the meantime, I'd like to help you guys out and also send you the PDF that I mentioned, the step-by-step guide. So if anybody needs help with their application, then you guys can download this PDF also. Just go through it. That is the link, guys, for the step-by-step guide through the application and enrollment process. All right, so the deadline, guys, again, for those planning to start on March 1 is February 26th. So you need to have applied, paid the one-time $20 application fee. Before that time, once you pay the $20 application fee and you've submitted any required documents, you've submitted, for example, the main documents often required for any Nexford course is, of course, a valid form of ID or a valid form of identification. We need proof of English proficiency. This can be proved by many different ways. So if you don't already have a test that you took, so you don't have an English proficiency certificate like IELTS or something like that, or Duolingo, those are all things that you can take. You can see all the different options on our website. If you don't have any of that, if you studied in your previous school, in English, so English was the main language of instruction in your previous school, then just providing your transcript is going to be enough proof to show us that you don't need to take an English test. That is one of the things that you can do. Of course, uploading your education history is important, depending also on the program that you're studying for. That is something you need to see also. So if you've done all of that and you've paid your $20 application fee, you've submitted, it can take you anywhere from 1 to 2 days up to 7 business days if there are any issues in the application. But often it takes 1 to 2 days for our admissions team to get back to you, hopefully with a positive application decision. So once accepted at Nexford, you've gotten your admission, you've gotten your acceptance. The next step is to get enrolled. So to get enrolled means you need to pay at least the first month of your chosen program tuition. So if that is the MBA, for example, and you are based in Nigeria, that is $180 that you need to pay. And then you also need to choose your start date. So March 1, for example, right? You'll just sign the enrollment agreement and so on. And that's it. And that is how you can complete your whole application and enrollment process. So there is a deadline for that every single month. Often it's the 27th. But since February is quite a short month, the enrollment deadline for this month is February 26th. So please make sure to complete your application and enrollment on or before the 26th in order to join our March 1 intake. So that is an overview, guys, of the whole application process. I know it might sound like a lot when I say it this quickly and all together, but I promise you it is a very easy application process as it is documented in the PDF I shared with you guys in the chat. And again, we have a full team there to support you step by step. So you can ask for a team to call you every day if you want, and our team will be more than happy to call you every day to guide you step by step through the application. So we don't want you to ever feel alone. Nobody should ever feel alone in their Nexford learning experience, before and after even. So we're here to support you as much as we can. I think that is it, guys. No one is sending any more questions, so I'd like to think that everyone's got what they need. If not, if a question pops up in your head at a different time, just make sure to send it to our team on the WhatsApp line or the help email, or you can book another session, so on, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Yomi's asking, what's the success rate at Nexford? That is a great question. I don't have the number. I don't have the percentage currently, but I know that it is written somewhere on our website. So I know that that is also publicly announced for everybody. I believe it's over 90-something%. So there's a great success rate and great reviews from all of our learners. I will send you a page. That is such a good question and quite a unique one, Yomi. I don't hear that one quite often. I'm not very sure about the exact success rate. I'll share the answer with you. Just check out this page. Learn more about learner stories as well as the success rate. Yeah, I can see they're all above 90%. So our community feedback guy says that 98% of learners would recommend Nexford, 92% of alumni, Nexford graduates have stated that they received a positive return on investment. 95% of learners gained valuable work skills. So there's a ton of info you can learn from our website and a ton of reviews. Also, you can even chat with Nexford learners from around the world. So I would recommend you guys check that out as well. Send this to you. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks, Hassan. I'm so glad you enjoyed this webinar today. I'm glad that you found it insightful. Again, I would be super happy to speak with any of you guys again. Don't hesitate to reach out to us or the team. Thanks for taking the time out of your day or out of your evening today for this call. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. So take care, everybody. And I super look forward to you guys joining the Nexford family very soon. Bye, everyone. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Bye and take care.